Welcome to the Goth and the Sloth. I am your Sloth, Matt.
And I'm Luna the Goth.
This is the podcast of two friends living a country apart, living our best lives, and, living through a pandemic. We decided to take the first part of our podcast to discuss the COVID-19 pandemic, how it's affecting our lives, how it's affecting your lives, and how it's still going almost a year in, and good times. How have you been?
Oh, yeah, fine. Just waiting for this vaccine situation. Well, really waiting on Washington to decide how they're going to make sure we all don't die.
Yeah,
That's mostly it. What about you?
about the same, yeah.
Cool, 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 cool. So we're all in the same little
We're all just hoping,
hellscape.
yeah, we don't all die. That's good.
Yep, that's like at this point, it's the least they could do is not kill us. That would be nice.
So let's jump into it. How's the greater Virginia area doing?
So we are at 493,674 cases, which is over the past 3 weeks, it's an average of 35,252 cases a week. So, because the last time I didn't take proper notes on my computer because things were crazy, it was 3 weeks ago. So, there we go. Um, and we're at 21,113 hospitalization. So that's about 731 hospitalizations per week on average. And we're at 6,308 deaths, which is about 332 people per week for the last 3 weeks. So when I looked at where we were at, it's definitely Virginia has been getting worse, but it's also not like r- like completely spiraling out of control. I mean, this is definitely out of control.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
so it's not like out of control squared. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see. I'm hoping that the holiday cases spike will is over,
Yeah.
and we can kind of start going down there. We have 16 cases of multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children, and 6.5% of the population is vaccinated with at least one dose. So, not very many. It's about
That's not much.
800,000. Um, so they need to get on that.
They do. They surely do.
What about Colorado? What's going on over there?
Um, maybe better. So we're at 300. Oh, sorry, yeah, 391,699 cases, which is up about 10,000 week to week, which honestly is our lowest week to week since your surgery. So
Oh wow.
something.
All right.
And
We'll
we
take it.
have 21,713 hospitalizations. That's about 600 week to week. Again, about our lowest number since your surgery. And 4,892 deaths, which is about 400 week to week. And we're sitting right around a 4.4% positivity rate, which is slowly
Okay.
going down.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think we're doing better. We're not where we were in July, but we're
Hmm.
not where we were in November.
Right. So somewhere in between. I mean, you guys just played a show, so it's in somewhere in the middle
Yeah.
land.
In local Colorado news, there's a big dust up again about starting in class, in person classes. And unfortunately, though, there's been 30 outbreaks in schools since January. So,
Well, since January, it's
yeah.
still January.
At least the article I said since they've been back to school at the beginning of January. Yeah, we've had 30 outbreaks. So maybe in
Hmm.
person shouldn't happen yet.
Well, or they need to like actually take some measures. What are they going to school and licking everybody?
Yeah.
Like what? I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. It's just I don't know, just confusing. There's so many different ways it can go wrong. It's so hard to make sure that it doesn't go wrong, but then if you don't try at all,
Yeah,
it's not, I don't know. Anyway.
it's bad. On good news, though, the
Mm.
Aussies made some news a couple days ago. They hit their 10th consecutive day with no new cases.
Dang, Australia. Okay. Flexing over there.
So, New South Wales is looking to lower restrictions.
All right.
So,
I mean, good for them.
yeah.
I'm jealous. I was jealous of how free they got before they locked down again.
Yeah. No, they went to tighter lockdowns faster, but were able to get out of them sooner. And
Hmm.
I didn't see how much they're doing vaccinations, but most of this isn't really due to vaccinations. It's due to just quarantining and saying don't go outside
Following
and
the damn
and
rules.
following the rules.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean now like they're suggesting double masking, which I think sounds awesome. At first I was like, "What?" But then I was like, "Well, if I wear a paper mask under my regular cloth mask and I change out the paper mask often, I may get less maskne." Because which has totally been an issue because my
Yeah.
skin is so fragile. It's like, "Oh, something's touching me. Here, have 5 pimples." And I'm like, "Great." So maybe this will help me not break out as much.
It could be. It's worth it if you can get a hold of paper masks. Might as
And I'll be
well.
safer and won't get COVID.
Yeah, that's always a bonus too. So what's new in Luna's world these days?
um, Honestly, the biggest news right now is that the trolls hath found me
Uh
on both Twitter and TikTok, which is super annoying because I don't like care like
oh.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I hate social media. It most of the time it's dumb. Like I like hanging out with friends or whatever, but like or knowing what's going on in their lives. But then like when it comes to real stuff, it's like I don't know. So I shared this article from um a news organization in Florida. Basically, this student resource officer in Eustis at Eustis High School in Lake County tased a student. The student did attack him. She apparently like open face slapped him a bunch and kicked him or whatever. And he thought, well, I can't handle this situation, and I guess I just have been so overwhelmed by this teenager that I'm going to tase this girl, and she's going to fall to the ground in front of everybody in this cafeteria up against a wall. And it's like, there is no reason why this would be okay. Like, why
Yeah.
this is not a good use of force whatsoever. A taser can kill people.
Mm-hmm.
It has. There's no reason to use that on a minor. You are a grown ass man with training. Why the fuck are you tasing this teenager? So I posted that on Twitter and was like, I'm not surprised. That's all I really said. I was like, well, yep, here we go.
Yeah.
like, um, And some bootlickers all up in the comments, like trying to tell me like it is, and oh, everything's racist just because it fits your narrative. It's all that Fox News like
Yeah.
language of like this fits your narrative and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, dude, first of all, read words, read the article. Do you know what you're saying? And then Karen on TikTok commented on a video I made about it and was like, you're gaslighting. I was like, define gaslighting because I
Yeah.
don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah.
like, like what is wrong with these people? Go home. Leave me alone. Like I just wanted to express that there is no situation where this is okay.
Yeah.
Like she's in school. She couldn't even have a weapon on her if she tried because they're all basically frisked to go to school now.
Yep.
So why do you feel the need to tase her? Were you just so embarrassed that she slapped you? Like what weak person feels the need to do that to a minor? It's disgusting, but apparently people don't like that I feel that way, and I don't really care. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's what's going on in my world. What's going on in your world?
Sorry to hear that. Nothing crazy new. We booked a few more shows going forward, so that's gonna be fun with the band, and I think that's about it.
Yay, new
Nothing
shows.
crazy. Yeah.
Woohoo.
So yeah, let's dive into our topic of the week. What are we talking about this week?
So this week, since we have a new family in the White House, I thought it would be cool to take a little time and talk about our new First Lady of the United States, that is, Dr. Jill Biden. Um, the First Lady doesn't really have any like legislative political role or
Mm,
executive role at all. Um, First ladies do typically take care of some behind the scenes stuff and give a lot of speeches, and they usually have initiatives that they, um, put throw their newfound fancy name behind,
yeah.
uh, and money.
Yeah.
But I I just thought it would be, after so much hullabaloo about her being a doctor and meaning that she has her PhD, not that she's a medical doctor. Um, yeah, it'd just be cool to talk about her. So,
Sure.
Matt, what is her background? Like, what's her bio?
All right. So hopefully I don't get too detailed here. So if we get too in the weeds, let me know. But
I'll just start screaming.
you're right. So, former Second Lady, current First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden was born June 3rd, 1951, as Jill Jacobs in Hamilton, New Jersey. Um, she,
Doesn't that mean that she's 69?
she is. Nice.
Nice. That is not us commenting on her body or anything like that. It's just a cool number. God.
Although she was a model for a bit, FYI.
Oh, was she?
She
Dang,
was.
girl.
So she started, I'm going to fast forward real quick just into her college years.
That seems fair.
Because most women don't like to talk about their high school years, so we're just going to bypass that.
Most humans
Most
in
humans,
general.
this is true. So she started school in her junior college in Brandywine College, and that's where she met her first husband, Bill Stevenson, in 1970, and they got married in her first year in college. After they were married, she moved her education to the University of Delaware with her major being English. Her and Bill separated in 1974. Don't really know why, but doesn't really matter.
Yeah, whatever.
Quickly after that, she went on a blind date with, at the time, Senator Joe Biden in 1975.
Joey boy.
And they started dating. At the same time, that same year, she started her bachelor's in English. Or actually, she got her bachelor's in English in 1975, sorry.
Gotcha. Okay.
And she began substitute teaching and eventually taking on full-time teaching roles in various public high schools. And finally, after multiple times asking her, she did agree to marry Joey, and they got married in 1977. And her family grew quite large at that point because he had two sons from a previous marriage. It's a really sad story. I won't go into it now, but
I mean, y'all should know it already. Like, it's his yeah. Joe Biden's story, President Biden's story is out there all the time, forever. So,
yep.
if you don't know the story of his wife and sons, go look it up.
And she started working on her master's degree at Westchester State. And in 1981, whilst pregnant, she finished her master's degree in education with a specialty in reading. So go her.
That's awesome.
And soon after, her only daughter was born, Ashley Blazer, in June of 1981. At that point, she went back to work teaching with emotionally disabled students, and that's area where she specializes in, and also did a lot of English classes at a. Hold on, I forgot to write this down. um, yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyways,
Okay. She did English classes.
yeah. But she worked with a lot of emotionally disabled students and special needs students and worked a lot with that.
Very cool.
In 1987, she got her second master's in English from Villanova. And she went on for 13 years teaching in public high schools all throughout Delaware.
Whoa, I had no idea that she spent that much time teaching high school.
Yep,
That's badass. Like, teaching high schools is not
it is
easy.
not.
Holy cow, that's really cool. I wonder if she like looked at the Trump administration and was like, I wish I had them in my classroom and I could just whip them into shape or something.
Right?
Because they acted like high schoolers and or no, they more acted like middle schoolers. So she would have been like, oh, they're too young.
Right.
Too young to run the country.
They're dumb.
Anyway.
Young and dumb. Except they're all old.
Well, yeah, that part. That's what makes it sad.
Right. All right. So, and then from 1993 to 2008, she started working at the Delaware Technical and Community College with a specialty in re-education, not re-education in like the bad way, but like getting people that have been out of school for a long time back into doing school again and reteaching a lot of the English basics and
Oh,
things
that's
like
really
that.
cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
She said a lot of the time she really admired a lot of the women coming back to work, going to school to improve their lives, and a lot of cool stuff. She does a lot of work with community colleges and pushes for the need for community colleges a lot.
And as someone should,
Yeah.
it is important.
In around this time, she began the Biden Breast Health Initiative, a nonprofit that helps promote breast health through to younger people and how to properly breast.
Oh, Matthew. Oh, gosh. Spoken like a true dude.
I mean, you just this kind of there, right? You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you do. You have to make sure that there are no surprise lumps. That's like how you make sure that you don't have breast cancer before you are old enough to get a mammogram. You should be doing it too. Dude should be checking for breast cancer as well.
It's true.
So, ha.
And she also started Book Buddies, which is another nonprofit that gets books to low income children all throughout Delaware. So she's very active in lots of charitable organizations, and this is pre Second Lady. She was already doing this.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Let's see. All right, and so in 2007, she got her doctorate of education from the University of Delaware. So that's how she became Dr. Jill Biden.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple years later, she then became officially Second Lady of the United States.
Oh, those years. Back in the day
Back,
when we had a black president.
right? Now, since she's Second Lady and had to, move to Virginia and all that, you think she stopped teaching?
Oh.
No. She started as working as an adjunct professor for Northern Virginia Community College, or NOVA, and is thought to be the first Second Lady to have a paying job while in office. They're not 100% positive about that because not a lot of the records were kept about the really early second ladies and things like that. So
Right.
it's only to be thought, but still very cool that she just kept on working.
Totally.
In 2011, she was promoted to associate professor and taught full on classes. Michelle would
Mm.
say whenever they're traveling, doing things and speeches, she was always grading papers. She would
Aw.
ask for time off from the university to go travel with her husband and do all the presidenting stuff.
Aw.
And she still had a cubicle.
That's so cool.
So she didn't like let it, she didn't like step on anyone's toes or be like, I'm the second lady.
Right. Yeah. No, she's doesn't seem to be that sort of person.
And since she was the second lady, which really no one cares terribly about, people would sometimes ask her, like, you look familiar, like people in her classes and stuff, or are you related to Joe Biden? Be like, and she wouldn't say she was married. She'd just say she was related to him, yes.
Oh, that's funny. I don't think she's gonna get away with that now.
No. And then in 2013, she started her second term as second lady, as Biden and Obama ran for, or had a second term. And then another unfortunate happens or accident or thing happened, I guess, around that time.
Tragedy.
Tragedy, yeah. In 2015, Beau Biden, her stepson, died of brain cancer. We should all kind of know about that, but that is a thing.
Hmm.
So after he was termed out, Joe Biden was, he decided not to run for president, and she just kept on teaching at Nova, just kept on keeping on.
That's right.
And in 2019, she released her memoirs, Where the Light Enters, Building a Family, and Discovering Myself.
Oh,
And she was big part in the recent presidential campaign for Joe Biden, pushing for a lot more. She had a lot more active role this time, and she said she's going to continue teaching as first lady and be the first lady to have a paying job as a first lady.
awesome. Awesome stuff. Yeah, I'll dive into kind of what she's doing now and her recent initiatives. So as you heard, education is a big part of her one of her major passions in life.
I
I didn't realize just how much of her life she had dedicated to education, but
Yeah, I did hint at that a
um,
little bit. Just if you read between the lines, it's there.
just hinted just a bit. Um, yeah, she spent a little bit of time in education. No, it's really cool, and I wonder if she's tenured now or she's on the way to being tenured. But anyway, not that I agree with tenure. I think that that's an archaic way to run higher education. But anyway, so her main focus areas are education, military families, and fighting cancer. And so, in her time after the Obama Biden administration, she and Biden founded the Biden Foundation and the Biden Cancer Initiative. So, I want to offer some clarity about the Biden Cancer Initiative. Um, there was there were rumors in 2020 going around that the Biden Cancer Initiative raised money for salaries and conferences instead of dispensing grants. The once credible New York Post, if you guys don't know that the New York Post is no longer credible, I don't know how to help you. Like, just look at the history of that organization, and it is clear that they have turned to clickbait. Like that,
Oh
it is
yeah.
no longer a actual journalism site. Um, but anyway, they posted an article titled Tax Filings Reveal Biden Cancer Charity Spent Millions on Salaries, Zero on Research. So you can imagine that the Trump campaign and Fox News ate that
Oh
up.
yeah.
Um, yeah, not surprising whatsoever. However, cancerhealth.com and other places as well, they tried to clear it up by basically declaring that not even declaring, by revealing that the Biden Cancer Initiative never meant to award grants. So, from the page of the Biden Cancer Initiative, on its frequently asked questions page, it says, question, is the Biden Cancer Initiative a grant giving organization? The answer is no. So it couldn't have, they couldn't have, dispersed grants or whatever. That's not what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to spend money on research. The Biden, it goes on to say, the Biden Cancer Initiative will largely not be a grant giving organization and will accomplish its mission through convening, connecting partners, catalyzing new actions, and providing venues to discuss progress and develop new actions and collaborations. So essentially, it's like the Biden Cancer Initiative is like a homeroom for all of these different organizations, pharmaceutical organizations, other nonprofits, other for profits, to get together and talk. They're going to provide the incentive and initiative to get them all together to create new actions to improve uh, how cancer is treated in the
Yeah.
US. That's it. I mean, it seems really like floofy and silly, but it is necessary because the whole point of the organization was to unsilo cancer treatment, all the different pieces of cancer treatment in the
Yeah.
US. Because as you know, that's how things get. Everything gets very siloed in any, um, what's the word? Well, it's gone. I don't know. Industry.
There you go.
In any industry. Anyway, so then about the salary thing, the CEO was paid a comparable salary to other similar roles in the industry, so there's nothing there either. So if this was your thing that you were like, I'm not gonna like the Bidens, well, you're gonna have to find something else. All right.
Yeah.
Um, so in addition to her duties at the White House, like Matt said, she will continue to teach English at Northern Virginia Community College, and I wonder, my personal thought is I think that's super cool, but I wonder how realistic that is and how expensive it's going to be for her to keep her job
Yeah.
because she's going to have first like Secret Service detail and
Well,
all of that
well,
stuff
she had
to
that
and
as
from.
second lady too, actually.
Yeah, but like it's going to be
Oh
way
yeah,
more
no,
now.
it's
Like
a
she's not
different
going to
ball
be able
game.
to be like, "Oh, I'm just related to
Yeah.
Biden." like it's going to be way more now. So I just wonder how sustainable that is. Not that I want her to stop.
Right.
I mean, I want her to do it. It's just I wonder how feasible that is.
Yeah.
Um anyway, so according to a New York Times article last week, Dr. Biden appointed a former Biden campaign advisor as director for the Joining Forces Initiative, a program supporting military families. So, um, Dr. Biden started this organization with Michelle Obama when Michelle Obama was first lady and she was second lady. So, this is not new, but it is something that she's going to keep close to her as she
Yeah.
goes. And finally, AIDS report. I mean, obviously, we just started this presidency, but AIDS are reporting that Dr. Biden is expected to push for free community college and raise awareness for breast cancer prevention during her time as First Lady. So that's probably something we can expect to see, and I will personally welcome both of those things.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's was not a fan of your favorite former cabinet member, um,
Hmm.
Betsy DeVoe.
Oh, I bet. I always wondered like what Jill Biden said about Betsy DeVos behind closed doors.
She says we
Like
needed
I
a
would.
secretary of education that's actually worked with education, and that's the nicest
Okay,
thing she
I
said.
said behind
Yeah.
closed doors. I want to know what she was saying with a glass of wine. But yeah, I just thought since there has been a little bit of controversy here and there, and people are so many rumors are flying around about the Bidens and Dr. Jill Biden and people don't want to call her Dr. Jill Biden. It's like, get over
Yeah, there's a
yourselves.
whole
Like,
kerfuffle about that too.
yeah, like it's not. Stop being so weak that you can't possibly imagine a world where a woman with a doctorate is addressed by her actual title.
Yeah. Well, in general,
Oh
in
my
the world,
gosh.
we need to get rid of you can only be called doctor if you're a medical doctor. It's hard to get a doctorate, and you deserve to be called doctor.
I don't think that's a thing. Like, that isn't a thing. Like, people that don't have medical degrees but have doctorates have always been called doctor.
Yeah.
It's just people that didn't want to address it made up this rule that it's like you don't have to call them doctor because they're not an actual no, no, no. They've always been
Yeah.
doctor. It's a
It's a
doctorate.
doctorate.
It's literally the name, the word that just like when you get a bachelor's degree, and it's just very frustrating. Like, people are like, they make up these rules to justify their insecurity. It's weird.
Yep. Although I would like you to call me Bachelor Sloth, if you could.
I'm gonna think on that. Think on that. I feel like we could find something a little better, you know?
Well, it is a BS, so you can call me, a total load of BS.
You got a bachelor in science.
I do.
That's awesome. I actually also got a bachelor in science, so
Hey,
hey,
we
here
just
we
got all
go.
sorts of BS going on here.
Well, if you've been listening this long, then you know you're along for the ride.
So yeah, no, that's really cool. It's one minor thing I just think it's kind of funny to mention is
Hmm.
it's tradition that the outgoing first lady invites the incoming first lady for tea at the White House, and that did not happen this time.
I'm sure the invitation was not extended, and if it were, I'm pretty sure Dr. Jill Biden would be like, "I'm gonna bring my own tea. I'm not gonna drink your potentially poisoned Russian tea or something."
Well, that's even if she was even there anymore because of all the fake Ivankas. Which Ivanka would you be?
Ivanka wasn't
Or
first
Melania,
lady.
sorry.
Melania.
I don't care.
Although Ivanka was taking on a lot of the first lady typical
Yeah.
roles, being more public facing and all of that stuff. Like, yeah, I'm just happy they're out of there. Goodbye. See ya.
So, yeah, unless we got anything else, we'll move on to the next part of our podcast.
Let's do
Our
it.
distractions. What are we doing to distract ourselves with from the impending doom of COVID?
God. Um, so I have been distracting myself, and right now I am out of this distraction, and I'm very upset about it. But the show Snowpiercer is so freaking good. It's like my new favorite
Is
show.
it?
Like, hmm,
It's good?
oh my God, I love it. I'm trying to, it's like sci-fi, but more about the people. Like, just like BSG
Mm-hmm.
was more about the people than the science. And then The Walking Dead is like a horror version of that where it's more about the people than the
Mm-hmm.
zombies. It's that. It's like sci-fi, but you're on this train. It's so
How's
good.
it compared to the
I
movie?
it's great. I mean, the movie is also
Yeah, it is
good.
good.
They're not connected in any way, but it's the same concept of a train that is representing
Yeah.
classism. And the premise is that the world is frozen over, and so this train is the last thing, so they have to figure out a way to live together, and it's not working out. It's basically how it starts. um the second season just started, and I just watched the first episode, and I'm already like, oh my God. So I'm eager to watch the rest of the season, and I'm annoyed that I have to wait every week to watch it. It's not, and I'll probably have to buy the season to watch it too because it's on TNT. But the first season is on HBO Max, and it's only 10 episodes long. And Daveed Diggs is the star, and he is, I mean, like, I thought he was good in Hamilton, but then he does this, and I was like, what? Like this level of like talent should be like guarded.
Right. Yeah, what was that movie I saw him in that he's really amazing in, besides Hamilton?
I don't
That's gonna
know.
bug me.
And also he's in clipping, so he's a great like musical artist. And I just, man, David Diggs, like, can we just go out to lunch? Like, I just want to pick your brain. But then you'll probably say it in a really like cool, savvy, like rap-esque poet way, and then I'll just be like, wow. And it won't be much of a conversation, so maybe never mind.
He's in Blind Spotting. That's what he was in. He's great in
Oh
Blind
yeah,
Spotting.
and blind spotting.
It's the one where he is a former inmate trying to get his life back. He's just on the last.
That's right. I still haven't seen that
Oh,
one.
it's real
That's
good.
right. I need to rent that.
Do it.
Yeah. I like David Diggs. He's really great, and this role is just so good. I'm so happy that there's another season. And I think it will do well as a show, so I'm hoping for more seasons after this as well. But highly recommend it. Everybody should go see it.
I will put that on my list if I ever catch up on stuff.
Oh my god, you're never
I
gonna
do
watch it.
catch up on stuff.
You were
But
told
well,
you're gonna call me in 2035 and be like, "Hey, I just watched Snowpiercer." I'm like, "Oh, great, Matt."
not at the rate that the CW is crashing. Which
That's true, but you just started next gen, so goodbye for the
right.
next 4 years.
Hey, I'm watching 3 a week. I'm getting through it at a decent pace.
That's still a lot of
It is a lot of
episodes.
episodes.
Oh god. Anyway, yeah. I hope at some point you'll have time to watch it, and hopefully by the time you watch it you can binge it faster than I have to freaking wait every freaking week like a normal person. Hate this. But yeah, what are you distracting yourself with?
Well, the band had a big summit of the minds of just what we want to do in the future, and so a lot of things of that, how we want to pan out this year. So a lot of talking about that, a lot of thinking of things. So that keeps my mind pretty occupied of like what can we do, what songs we want to
Mhm.
do, how we want to launch a Patreon. How do we do shows, how do we do
Yep.
music videos, all that fun stuff. So I've been thinking a lot about that and mulling
Cool.
over that. So that's always fun stuff.
Yeah, that's exciting. And, there's since we were talking about how you can't really think about vacations, you can spend a lot of your time planning this stuff because we
Exactly.
know that you need to plan things to feel
It's
happy.
true. And in a band where the other three people are all super ADD, and it does become an
Do
issue.
they also like to wing
Oh
things?
yeah,
Yep. Matt, I think you're just surrounded by people that
it is.
like just like, hey, whatever happens, happens, and you're just like, oh my god.
Can we schedule something, please?
You did very well when you came to visit,
Yes.
so I am my hat is off to you. And I tried to meet you in the middle. It's very hard.
Yeah. We did it. We did it though. Besides that, I went and saw Promising Young Woman in the theaters.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was good. Not as good as I thought it was gonna be, but that's the
Yeah.
trailer's fault. It makes it seem
Oh.
like it's gonna be kind of scary, maybe a little gory, and
Mm.
it's none of that. It's still good,
Oh,
but
okay. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer
Parasite did the same
when that
thing to me
happens.
too. The trailer for Parasite, if you watch it, does not represent the movie well. At least I don't think it does.
Yeah, it makes it look creepier
Yeah,
than it is. But yeah, I it's such an interesting art to create these trailers, and I do feel like anger when they fool me into believing
right.
something that isn't the case. But I also hate it when the trailer is just the movie,
Yeah, a lot of yeah.
just
Oh
faster.
yeah, all the comic book movies do that, and I just have to not. I don't watch like I watched the first one, and that's it because yeah, they're just like,
Yeah,
here's the movie.
exactly. I've stopped watching so many trailers because I was like, I want to enjoy the movie. Like, stop telling me what happens. I'm not a
Yeah,
child. Oh my God. But yeah, interesting. Okay,
but yeah, it's
cool. I
still
watched Black Bear, by the way, so I also recommend that. I thought of you because it's Aubrey Plaza. she stars in it, and she's so good, and I don't think you'll like that movie.
Is she terrifying in it as well?
Maybe.
Yeah, she's
I
terrifying in
don't think
everything.
she's terrifying at all, but you think she's terrifying just existing,
She
so.
is. Look at her eyes. They're dead, soulless eyes. She's
No,
definitely
she's brilliant. I
she's
love it.
definitely
But yeah,
murdered
she
people.
does play a pretty like thrilling character in Black Bear. So, um check it
I
out.
might, because I
It's really
like
good.
when she's used well, it does work. Because like Ingrid Goes West,
Oh,
she
another
fit
good film.
right in with that because you're not supposed to be settled with her. You're supposed to be like, I don't know, like what's going on with her.
Yeah, she's great. She's really great. Anyway, what else are
What
you
else have I
distracting
done?
yourself with?
Um, kind of that's about it. Still watching all my shows. Started Batwoman with the new Black Batwoman as the lead role, and how they panned off Ruby Rose because she jumped
Oh,
off the show. If you didn't know,
I know.
that's where the CW's at. They already canceled two other shows, or they're gonna cancel at the. They got one more season, but they are starting one new show. So
What's that?
Superman and Lois. That starts in
Oh Lord.
February.
I don't like even just the name. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
So yeah, they're canceling
Okay.
Supergirl for Superman. So, and then
Cool.
they're canceling Black Lightning as well, which is a real bummer. That's actually a really good show.
Yeah, I
So,
enjoyed the first couple seasons.
but
Huh.
anywho's it's
Well,
um
so Matt's distractions are keeping up with a failing.
I do think they got 2 years maybe left of the CW universe before it implodes on itself.
Well,
But yeah, it's
with
on its way out.
everything. Yeah. Well, Matt will watch all of them
I
until it's
will.
dead.
I'm getting all turned up for Titans because they just announced Tim Drake will be in the next season of Titans. I'm super excited for that.
I'm happy for you.
Speaking of CW stuff that no one cares about but me, Titans.
Yep.
Tim, Tim Drake is the third Robin, and he's the best Robin. He is the Robin when I was growing up in the comics. So
Oh, that's cool. It's like nostalgia-y.
yeah, and he's never had a live action interpretation. It's always Dick Grayson, Robin.
Oh, what if he sucks then?
He that's not a possibility. I mean, he might, but
Okay, guys, I shorted out the sloth.
I mean that's always the worry, because they did Gambit dirty in a movie, and they did Multiple Man dirty in a movie, so we will see. But
Okay, yeah, we definitely shorted him out. All right, let's move on.
let's move on to the everyone's favorite part of the podcast. Only in a pandemic.
A major civil unrest.
Stories that can only happen in a pandemic or a major civil unrest. What do you got for us?
So, only in a pandemic do I not wear makeup whatsoever for about 3 months. Almost 3 months. But
Wow.
then I broke it.
Is that for your TikTok that you did?
Yes. I wanted to do the Busset challenge, and I was like, there's no way I can do the Busset challenge and not put makeup on. So I did, because I haven't been wearing makeup on TikTok at all because it's like that was my thing. I put my foot down. I'm not gonna wear makeup to make content. Like it's just not a requirement for me to do that. But then the Busset challenge, and I was like, man, let me do this before it gets too old. And then I did it, and I was like, why did I put makeup on? Yeah, so I mean, it's fine. I don't mind putting makeup on. Like it was fine, but it's like I like my life without makeup. It's kind of nice. We'll save makeup for the nice occasions. But yeah, I don't think there's ever been this long of a stretch of not wearing makeup.
Wow.
So,
Well, welcome to part of my world where when I was doing my horror reviews, which I might bring back, the shortest part of doing any of those was the actual filming, and I would have to do like 10 minutes of makeup, maybe even longer sometimes for like 5 minutes of on camera work.
That's awesome. So you're dedicated to your craft.
I am, right?
Well, what's your only in a pandemic story this week?
I was hoping I'd think of one
Oh,
during the
you
show.
lazy podcaster, you.
Right? Let's see. Um, there we go. All right, this is stupid, but we'll do it anyways.
All right.
Only in a pandemic do you get a little doily on your soda at a restaurant.
A
I thought that
doily?
was weird. Yeah. So when they delivered my soda at Alamo, it had like a topper on it, like a little little paper
Oh,
topper.
yeah. I've had that before COVID, but that makes sense that they would do that because then
Yeah,
it's
so
like
they're not
your
breathing in
lips
your.
can touch it.
Yeah.
Let your lips caress this glass.
And also, their food is still absorbently expensive for what you get.
It is very expensive, yeah. Very.
Um, but I will say they've done pretty good with how they handle COVID.
Oh, that's good.
So if you don't know, they you have to pre-order your food when you order your ticket, so you don't have to talk or use the pen or anything, which is a
Okay,
bonus.
screw that. I don't want to have to decide what I'm going to eat any sooner than right before I eat. Because as soon as I order it, I'm going to be like, oh man, I don't want the
I don't want that.
chicken nuggets. I want the salad or whatever. Like, I would hate that. I would hate that. I would be fine with like ordering, like I'd have to buy my ticket at the door. Like that's the only way I'd be able to do it. I would not be able to buy my ticket on the app before I got there.
I don't know if they let you do it at the door right now.
Don't they have little boop boop machines?
No, they had that all
Huh.
like quarantined off
Those are all shut down.
at the moment. Yeah, I think they want everyone
Nice.
on the apps so that way they can separate the tables more and stuff. And
Well, all right. Regal, you need to reopen.
right, I've been waiting for Regal to come back. Like, oh, come
I mean,
on.
I love
But I also
Alamo.
get
It's
it.
just I don't. I mean, one, the closest Alamo here to me is in Charlottesville. So like, which I don't mind. My partner lives in Charlottesville, so I can go. But if they're not, this particular Alamo doesn't play anything fun. It's
Oh,
all very like mainstream y. Um, and so that the Regal, the big Regal, actually gets all the indie stuff. So things are a little flipped
interesting.
here.
Weird. Yeah. So yeah, the Regals here only get the big stuff.
Yeah.
Except for one I found playing Parasite that was super far away when I did see Parasite. I was like, well, that's the only place close to me playing it. I guess I'm going there. But yeah, I don't know.
Hmm.
But good on them for trying, and yeah, hopefully Regal can figure out a way to open at some point soon.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe more places should have little doily cup drinks
Yeah, that too.
so that your lips know it's safe.
It's safe for your lips. All right, let's round this one up a little bit shorter this week, but that's all right.
You guys will live.
You'll be fine. So with our hermit level of the week, a 10 being Howard Hughes, and you're locked in theater. You haven't seen anybody for weeks, and you're afraid of the sunlight. Or a 1 that you are Jack on the Titanic, and you're dancing around the lower decks with all your peeps and shoving a lady off the edge of the Titanic.
God damn.
That's what he. That's a deleted scene where he actually just after she's like, I'm flying, he goes, really, look, and he pushed her off. You didn't hear about that? It's a real thing.
No. Well, anyway, my
Anyways,
hermit level this week is a 9 because I've only been leaving to go teach class or train, and then I just come here, and I haven't been talking to literally anyone unless I'm being paid to. So, yeah, I've just been hiding away, which is fine. I've just been like keeping my head down and trying to get through all this work.
yeah,
So, nothing exciting. And then also dealing with these TikTok fuckers.
Don't feed the trolls.
I wasn't feeding the troll. The trolls like came out of nowhere.
Well,
I
you're a woman on the internet, and that just rubs people
Yeah, with an
wrong for some
opinion.
reason.
How
Yeah,
dare I
right.
have an opinion? Good God. But anyway, all right. And what about you? What's your hermit level?
Probably a 6, maybe a 7. Trying not to go out as much because of the show, just to make sure I don't get any symptoms or anything. So far, so good. But I did go to the movie theater, but I didn't actually talk to anybody. So there's that. But we did
Okay.
have the band Summit, so
Okay. Yeah.
that's about it. So a little up there, but not too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially less hermity than when you didn't have a car.
Yeah.
And you were like, a solid ass 10. I know you didn't want
Right.
to say you were a 10, but you were a solid 10 that one week.
Like I haven't even gone outside.
But yeah. Well, cool.
So yeah,
So
where can people find us if they want to hit us up on them interwebs and not troll you?
oh man, if you want to fight my trolls for me, you can find me at LUNA_MINUIT on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. The trolls really aren't on Instagram. They're on Twitter and TikTok. Go get them. Um, you can find us at Goth and Sloth on Instagram and Twitter. You can email us at gothandsloth@gmail.com. And you can find Matt where?
I'm wizard_Matt on the Twitters or Wizard Cosplay on Instagram. My band is Leonardo Band on Facebook and SoundCloud, and hopefully soon to be Instagram.
Ooh.
My YouTube channel is Matt the Pharaoh Wizard. Don't have much new on there right now, but that's okay. And my personal music stuff is Matthew James Music 2020 on SoundCloud, or you can find me on YouTube. I put out a couple videos and good stuff.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Thank you guys for listening. Please continue to wear your masks.
And whatever I usually say.
Oh my
Ah,
God.
you say wash hands, and I say wear a mask.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, I fucked it up.
Good.
Sorry, guys. Also, wash your hands.
And also wear a mask. You should leave that all in.
Oh, I'm definitely going to.